The year is 1995.
5 years away from entering the 21st century.
Sega's entry to the 5th console generation is met with great success in Japan, selling 200,000 units on the first day. And after the Genesis proved to be a competitive contender in America's 16-bit market, the dawn of the polygons is creeping in stateside. Sega attempted to tide over their fans with the 32X.
Alright, babe.
A Genesis attachment providing a much higher polygon count and a lot more cables. But its short-lived time was about to end.
Sega Saturn, the benchmark of engineering excellence.
Many of the Saturn's early developers were already getting games for what Sega of America's CEO Tom Kalanske is calling Saturn Day, September 2nd. But at the E3 Electronic Expo, things would change.
I did not want to do this, and I was ordered to, so I did. I had been allowed to make decisions pretty much independent of Sega Japan up until about this point. And I was ordered to introduce Saturn immediately. We had to get ahead of the other competitors with a 32-bit launch. We couldn't wait any longer, even though we didn't have enough or very many good games.
On May 11th, 1995 at E3, with fewer than planned launch titles, the Sega Saturn had its surprise release, complete with a reported $50 million advertising campaign. The console itself cost $399, coming with a controller and the pack-in game Virtua Fighter. It wasn't long until Sony already began throwing shade in what is forever remembered as the $299 speech.
$299.
Japan wanted Sega of America to get the jump on Sony before they had a chance to release the PlayStation.
Nintendo may be up against some serious competition.
Sega of Japan recognized the immense success which the Genesis has in America, selling units at roughly 50-50 with its competition, the Super Nintendo. Keep in mind, the cost of a game and a memory card for the PlayStation almost met up with the Saturn's cost, but the consumers likely didn't know or worry about it. Those who want the cheaper option have the opportunity to wait. Stores across America reported hardware shortages for the Sega Saturn, having little to no preparation time before its surprise launch.
It did anger retailers. I had a lot of friends at retail. I spent my whole life building retail relationships. And I remember a very close friend at KB was so mad at me. I think he's still mad at me today because we didn't have enough quantities either.
Roughly 16 games, including Daytona USA, Astal, Panzer Dragoon, and Shinobi, were planned for Saturn Day, but only 6 games were ready for May 11th.
It's PandaMonium!
In the first episode of PandaMonium Reviews Every North American Saturn Game, we're going to take a look at Virtua Fighter. Yeah, I did say any games released on the same day will default to alphabetical order, but this is the pack-in title. For many Saturn gamers, Virtua Fighter was the first to be played, so get ready for an action-packed 3-button adventure with so many polygon edges it could cut a man to death. Virtua Fighter for the Sega Saturn is up next.